Thanksgiving holiday weekend is the perfect time to talk finances with elderly parents and grandparents. We have local financial professional Paul Durso from Durso Capital Management here to give us some advice on how to start the conversation. Want to welcome you. Good to have you here with us tonight.
Thank you.
Now, you're a morning show regular, I hear. I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're glad to have you here on Bounce.
Thank you.
Here we go. Now, Paul, this sounds pretty serious, but you say we really shouldn't shy away from talking about money. How come?
Well, first of all, the biggest reason why you want to use Thanksgiving as the platform is, I don't know about your family, but my family doesn't regularly, at least my extended family, doesn't regularly get together under the same room, under the same roof at the dinner table very often. So Thanksgiving is a wonderful time to get together to talk about some important things. After you watch some football, you enjoy a little, all the stuff that you're reading over there, you know, all that good food is wonderful, and then you can get into some good conversation too.
How do you kind of work your way into the conversation? If you're the family leader, so to speak, and you want everybody to talk about this?
Well, if you're the leader, the mom and dad, it's really easy because you can draw your kids in and basically just say, you know, my clients will say something or start the conversation very similar to, you know, there's some big topics that we might want to talk about, you know, if mom and dad aren't around to make some very important decisions. Now, if you're the child and want to have that conversation, might be a little bit more difficult.
True.
You know, and you might want to start with a teaser question like, have you put all your ducks in a row, or something very subtle.
Right, yes. All right, so what should be covered in the conversation? When you start out, I would imagine estate planning is big right off the bat?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple documents that you want to highlight. First is a will, which is your wishes at death. Next is a trust, not always needed, but if there is a trust, it's kind of where your money's going to go after you die. And most important financial document would be a financial power of attorney. Yeah. And if mom and dad are in a position where they can't make a decision, that document will help the heir, the child, make the bill payments, you know, so you don't have to pay it out of pocket. You can use mom and dad's money.
Okay. Health.
All right, medically, a couple things here. If you have that power of attorney financially, you can make sure their health payments are being made so the insurance doesn't get dropped.
Right.
In addition to that, you're going to want a medical power of attorney, which if mom and dad can't make those important health decisions, you can step in and make those decisions for them.
Okay, all right, so that's very important. Okay, income and expenses.
Yeah, so this is where it kind of gets touchy, you know, and how much you want to share, not share as a parent, or what you might not want to know as a child about mom and dad's situation. But, you know, in a crisis situation where mom and dad, something happens unexpectedly, it's better that you know how much money they have coming in, what's going out, what bills are being taken care of. And the next thing we're going to talk about is really where their money is. Right. You don't want to have to, in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, have to figure out where everything is and how to pay what bill when. You will kind of want to know. So if you don't have strong lines of communication, I suggest to my clients that they have kind of a what-if binder. Okay. You know, if something happens, go to the top left drawer in my dresser. We'll have all of the statements there that you might want to know, bank accounts, bills, everything kind of there. It'll all be in one place if you don't have an open line of communication. If you do, then it gets easier. All right.
Are children responsible for their parents' debts if something were to happen to them?
They're not necessarily going to be responsible, but if you're a responsible child, then you're going to want to make sure mom and dad are taken care of, which means if you don't have all of your ducks in a row, at least your parents do, you might have to step in out of pocket to pay those bills if they don't have these powers of attorneys where you can use their money. Right. Because if you're not on the accounts or have the power to use those accounts, nobody can if mom and dad can't make those decisions.
I got you. All right. Financial records.
Yeah, so again, that's where that what-if binder comes into play, depending on your open lines of communication. But make sure you at least know where your parents'
money is. A lot of people don't know, something happens and they're trying to find it and they can't figure out where it is in the house, right?
I could go on for a long time about story after story. So it's a good idea if you're the parent or if you're the child to know where those important documents are. You don't have to have them in your possession. Just know where they are in the house. Okay. So you can walk in, open them up, and instantly go to work and to help mom and dad.
Yeah, and try to make it as legible as possible as far as where everything is. I mean, you love to have
everything
labels
in a
and all that kind of
binder.
stuff when you go through there, because then you have to waste that much time. But it's a tough situation.
It's tough. That's why you want to prepare and have a conversation. Everything starts with a conversation.
Tell us a little bit more about your firm.
So Durso Capital, we're located in Ballantyne. In topics like these and a lot of other things, we want to make sure our clients are prepared, in the event that something happens like this, that what-if binder. Right. Things like that. Very simple, easy. it's not hard to put together, and it kind of breaks the ice of how much you want to share with a child or how much you want to open up, because some kids might not want to tell them,
yes,
and others you do.
Right.
So, you know, our firm is going to help kind of resolve some of those issues. You know, we do investing and financial planning as well.
Okay.
But, you know, tonight we're talking about making sure, you know, you out there, you're taken care of, and your parents, you know, are prepared for that what if.
All right. Well, for more information on how to contact Durso Capital Management, log on to WBTV.com. Look in the Web Extra section right there on the home page. We certainly appreciate you being here, Paul. We appreciate it very much. And got to come back more on Bounce. I know you're more than show regular, but we'll get you back, okay?
Thank you.
All right. It's time now to get back to our Sound Off Charlotte topic.